You said a really good quote. I don't know how to prompt for you to say this again on the pod here, but I'm just going to start it. Maybe you could finish the rest. You said, if people gave up X% of the things that, do you remember now?
I think
You said, I'll just say it. You said, if you give up 80%, if people give up 80% of the things they're doing now, they could be much more wildly successful.
yeah, it's especially if you were in a company that's less than 10 years old, because you probably are doing so many diverse things that other people can do. It might even be higher than 80% because you should be out of the engine room and starting to look how to plot the chart ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to develop your team. And if you're the one doing all those activities today, how are you really developing a team? No wonder you have a challenge with people staying. Everybody wants to also grow. So one of the difficult things of a leader is if they're not growing, they're shrinking, which means that you're not creating opportunities for people below you to grow to, and therefore they go somewhere else. So it's like a never-ending, cycle. It's a treadmill that, that runs forever that you're on. You got to keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
But it's
You know,
once
I,
you, but one, this is one of those things. Once you do it, you will laugh and say, I should have been fired. Why did I
I,
wait
I'm,
so long to do this? I promise
I
you, there,
mean,
there, there is
yeah,
really no evidence of the opposite. It's just hard to do. And so you screw it up, you try it again. You will screw up. Not everything you do is going to work, right? You actually will learn when you screw up. So it's just hard to do, especially the first time. But you'll
yeah,
laugh. You'll say, "Oh my God, I should have been. Somebody should have fired me. I should never
and
have been
and
booking my
sh-
own tickets and going to Walmart and buying TVs for 30 days."
somebody should have fired me. Can I, Chris, we're going to need that in a clip there too with this one.
what Bruce go to Walmart?
Someone
There's
should have
way more of
fired
those
me.
stories. Someone should have fired. But if you have to step, I've always been told this. If you have to step out of your position and be your boss for 1 second, and you're giving yourself a review, how would you review yourself? You know,
Well, I
someone
would
should have
say another.
fired me.
Yeah, I would say an easy assignment if anybody is going to listen to this and wants to take one thing away with it. I would go and ask two questions, eyeball to eyeball, with five people I trust. They could be outside the company or inside the company, and I would ask, "What's the general perception of me?" And then, "What's the one thing that's holding me back from achieving my real potential that I need to do differently or and other people are afraid to tell me?"
So
And I
it's
bet
it's
I bet when you both do that and call me next week, everybody will be consistent of what the last question will be. And you're going to say, "Why in the heck didn't you tell me that before?" And don't ask your wives. It's not you won't get the same answer. So
That's a whole
I
nother
don't know why.
episode,
I don't know
actually.
why, but I will just tell you that it will impact how you run. If you just did that, you can hang up, you know, for 12 months and just work on that because you'll need tools because it'll be a lifelong exercise. But if you really want something different, you'll develop tools to make it better, much better.
We,
And I guarantee it's impacting your business. Why wouldn't you want to know?
it's like having an intervention.
yeah,
Well,
we,
I mean, it's a free intervention. There's no therapy involved.
Yeah, but I think having, so my last point was, and I was going to ask this question is, can you do it alone? Right? Like, there's a lot of shop owners and entrepreneurs that are bullheaded and will say, like, I don't need anything or need anyone, or I have all the answers. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, I have those 5 or 6 people that have to check me, Bruce being one of them, Adam being another one, and then people outside of the industry, some paid, some unpaid, but you have to have a circle. And for some of the best ones, you also should feel totally comfortable paying them because the level of wisdom and knowledge and experience, you're paying so that you don't have to make the mistakes that they know you're going to make. So I guess, Hussein, do you a lot of industry leaders that come on this podcast get hit up like crazy after it? Are you open for business? Can people hit you up and ask for help?
I'm certainly willing to help anyone. Take a phone call to see how I can help them. I usually work with someone first before I engage with them to make sure that this is really fits them, because getting a perspective from the outside is not from everybody, and you can be successful without it. But I believe, based on my experience with many other people and companies, that it will throttle you back forever. It won't just slow you down. You just won't reach your potential, because none of us are as smart as all of us, right? And it's really about getting different perspectives. I don't give people the answer, nor should you. You give people the question. And hopefully it's a question they haven't thought about, right? And you go deeper and deeper with questions. No advice. They're going to make the decision anyways. So is it possible, Bruce or Steven, you guys see everything in your business? You see everything? I bet you might struggle with what's most relevant to a customer, why they buy from you. You may not know. Just because you're the CEO or president, you may not know. And the way to know is to ask them. So why wouldn't you ask your direct reports, what's holding me back? What's the one thing holding me back?